Welcome to my table. This is Eleanor with Peaches by Starlight Tarot, here with your pick a card reading, finding out what is the harsh truth. So we have stack 1 the bear, stack 2 the fox, and stack 3 the baby fox. Their timestamp below, and let's get to it. All right, stack 1 the black bear. You have gratitude, the 2 of swords reversed, the sun, okay, good, and the magician. It's really powerful and positive, actually. So it shows you might be feeling blocked from making a decision or feeling like you need more information to come in before you can move forward on something. And the harsh truth here is that everything has been laid out on the table and it's up to you to put the pieces together. It might be a puzzle, but nothing is being hidden or withheld from you. And with gratitude here, I'm not reading that as some kind of like rebuke or like that's going to radically change your situation, like, you know, wagging the finger at you. But I mean, it's powerful, don't get me wrong, but it's good for slow incremental change. But what it does say is that it's more like to take an inventory of the factors and the resources and your assets. Focus on what you do have in front of you to work with. To go with the puzzle analogy, it's like you would, if you had a puzzle out in front of you, you wouldn't focus on the spaces in between. You wouldn't look at the grain of the table. You would focus on the colors and the pieces. And so it sounds silly, but they're calling you out for staring at the table, hoping that a picture is going to materialize. Is your answer readily available? No. But with the sun and the magician, you are fully equipped to craft your answer and to make a decision. I feel like there is an email that you need to reread. Something important might have been glossed over. And there's also here something about making the most of this time because everything could change once you do put it all together and act upon it. They're saying that the ball is in your court. And when the sun comes up in a reading, it's almost 100% going to be good news. And so where on one hand it says not to construct an answer based that's just what you want to hear, it's not about being unrealistically optimistic. It's actually the opposite. They're saying don't look for the answer to be or project or expect the answer or outcome to be bad, because erring on the side of negativity is protective in some way, right? It's like, you know, the old expect the worst so you won't be disappointed technique. They're advising you against crafting an answer in that kind of mentality. You might be waiting on bad news or know that it's like a no that isn't coming. Like that bad news, that no that you're waiting on aren't coming is what I'm trying to say. The yes might have just been too subtle. And so they're saying to go back to the facts, go back to the actual communication, because they're saying that anything you need to know has been said. You just have to use different tools to interpret it. So that's what I have for you, stack 1. And if it helps you uncover your answer in any way, let me know by hitting that like button, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. All right, stack 2. What do you have? You have intuition. Always with the intuition. The cards really want to hammer that all the time, don't they? 6 of swords reversed. Oh, the 10 of cups. Very nice, very nice. And then the 9 of swords. That's a challenge to your happiness. So I want to preface this one by saying always go with your intuition. No matter what any reader tells you, your gut knows the truth. That said, do you always know how to discern your intuition from fear that's generated by the ego? Because sometimes fear can masquerade as, oh, I just have a feeling, I just have a bad feeling, but that is fear sometimes. So they're recommending that you experiment with techniques to separate the two, because fear is really interfering with your peace of mind and your ability to connect to what is sweet and good in your life. Just as an example, okay, so like for me, I can tell which it is because of where I feel it. When it's from below, it's to intuition, versus up in my shoulders, it's the fear. Plus, fear brings in like a chaotic energy. It brings in dissonance and some clashing nonsense narratives. Where my intuition always brings in a peace. even if it's delivering bad news. It's that absence of dissonance. It's a deep knowing of truth that there's no point to argue with or to resist, because the universe is always, everything is always balanced and in its place. But you can search it like on Google, and there are people talking about the differences and how you can navigate deciphering it for yourself, because everyone's body and everyone's, intuition and fear, they'll communicate to them in different ways. But you can kind of look up and see what other people are saying if it helps. Because you have the 10 of Cups right here in the center, it's sunshine and rainbows and emotional completion, fulfillment. It's love and joy. It's connection and contentment, emotional safety and security. And yet you aren't swimming in it. You aren't swimming in the experience of it, because there's a sense to where if you acknowledge all of this and give yourself over to it, leave the side of the pool, as it were, that's when it's all going to get snatched away. As soon as you accept it, like there was a line in The Good Earth where the two people are like, they're all patting each other on the back for how great their baby is. And the guy goes, wait, shh. Don't say too much. The gods will hear you and get jealous and take him away. It's that you're not crazy. That's there in the literature, but it's not necessarily, they're kind of wanting you to move away from that. They're saying two things on the topic, actually. Number one, good, solid things that are meant for you and your highest good don't just get taken away. No matter what your trauma may tell you, even things that seem perfect may have been holding you back from something even better, would have evolved into prisons eventually, or were never what they seemed to begin with. So like, have you ever heard the phrase, happy marriages don't end in divorce? Meaning, if it does fall apart, someone or someone's was not happy. It wasn't a happy marriage. And someone was in denial. So, number two, let's say it all does get taken away. Because disaster does happen for reasons other than to make you stronger or to wash away things to make room for something better. Shit happens. Does having never enjoyed it to begin with make it better? Is the fact that life ends a reason to never live? Is the fact that anything could happen a reason to never love? I mean, I can't answer that for you, and I'm not implying any kind of answer. It's up to you. But the harsh truth reading looks more like harsh questions for you to answer for yourself. So if those are questions you're going to ask, or if it helps this in any way, let me know by hitting that like button, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. All right, stack 3. You have transition. So a change in the wind. 2 of Cups. A relationship change of some kind. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Deja vu. 8 of Swords. Self-imprisonment. All right, so with transition and the Wheel of Fortune reversed, there is a sense of being stuck in limbo and unable to move forward. And the way these are coming out, I feel like you're trying to free yourself from an unhealthy situation so that you can move towards the type of connection that you want and that you deserve. But for some reason, you're telling yourself you can't do it, that you're not strong enough, that you aren't worthy, that if you move on from this, no one's waiting for you on the other side. The harsh truth is none of that is true at all. But the next thing isn't going to come in and rescue you from the old thing. Someone might really want to make you an offer or get closer to you, but they're not going to if you're with someone else. So many people, and I'm not going to judge this. I mean, I've been there, guilty, okay? I'm old. I've had a life. Many people start their next relationship before ending the old one, which, let's call it what it is, unless you're poly, that's cheating. And actually, in poly, that's possible too. So they're saying you can't let that fear of being alone in between relationships keep you stuck in something that's not bringing you joy. That doesn't have that, the one or the soulmate quality that you're looking for. So 2 things this means for your next relationship. Not all, but many, okay? Many relationships that begin before the old one ends will always have trust issues. Someone's always going to be wondering if history is going to repeat itself, right? And for 2, if you're so afraid of being alone Do you genuinely ever choose a partner, or do you just default grab the next nearest person who's going to give you attention, which, let's be real, may or may not dry up soon, as that is the case with breadcrumbing and narcissists. That happens. So will it how good will it feel to be chosen by someone who doesn't need anyone to be complete, but chooses you voluntarily because they want you? That kind of love is circling you. It's like stalking you, and they deserve to be chosen by you in that same energy. And they're showing you this because you might be feeling stuck in kind of a Groundhog Day scenario. And even if the old that you're stuck in isn't like one relationship, it could be also represent a recurring pattern, a type, right? They want you to break free and to level up to the love that you deserve, but you're going to have to surrender the belief that what you've known is all there is for you. So that's what I have for you, Stack 3. And if it helps at all, let me know by hitting that like button, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.